And we're live.
Hello, America! Or the few of you in America who are watching. Or for those in Beijing, jingle bong. So racist. Terribly racist. Hello, and welcome to the Stream Team Podcast, first official Google Hangout.
Yes.
I'm Joe Holt.
I
with
am.
me as always.
Yes, as always, I'm here. My name is Jamel Singleton.
That's my boy right there.
That's me, yes. This is also technically Stream Team Podcast, well, technically sort of, episode 30-ish.
Are we at 30 already?
We're at 30.
I feel old.
We should be at 40,
so
but
old. Hey man, life gets in the way. Life gets in the way. Tonight is a very special Stream Team Podcast. We're going to do a little bit of a recap for you, talk about some shows we've been watching, and then some very exciting news, so stick around.
Very
Jamel,
exciting news. What
have you been watching?
All right, so I've been watching.
You've had like a month off.
Yeah. I've been watching lots of TV, and unfortunately, most of it's not available streaming. But just because this is a Stream Team Podcast, I'll start with the piece of it that is actually streaming, and that is Jessica Jones. So I got to watch through. I took the day off of work, the day Netflix dropped the full first season of Jessica Jones, and I binged it. I watched about 11 episodes the first day on that Friday, and then I watched the last 2 on Saturday.
Are you serious? I don't even think I knew that you took the day off.
It was funktastic. It was so good.
Mr. Funktastic.
I got up. I had breakfast. I took my shower, got all cleaned up and everything because I knew I wasn't gonna have time to do that later. I didn't want to stay in pajamas all day. You know,
it's a little personal, man.
Then I plopped down on the couch around 9 o'clock with my coffee and my snacks, and I just started watching Jessica Jones.
And Mrs. Jones.
Yeah. Did I have a what?
Did you have a thing going on, you and Mrs. Jones?
We did have a thing going on. It lasted, it was a wild weekend.
All day, son.
All day.
Well, impressions. Impressions. What did you think?
I thought it was fantastic. Earlier this year, I read through the Brian Michael Bendis comic Alias, which the show is based on. So I had a pretty good background on the character and some of the places they might go. And while they didn't stay true to the comic, I think they created something unique and special, and it felt like its own thing, and it didn't take away from the comic. I mean, one of the issues that I saw as I was reading it, or that I knew was going to be a problem with the show going into it, and I figured there was no way they'd be able to bring that element over into the show, is the comic features a wide swath of characters from the Marvel Universe, from Spider-Man to all of the Avengers, and they all have pivotal roles in the story. Even Jean Grey has a really, really, really specific role in the comic at some point. And so Marvel hasn't introduced that kind of connection or that many characters to the world yet. So they had to make some changes and do some things, let alone the fact that some of those characters exist in the cinematic universe and don't exist on the TV universe. And, there's all of that. But they managed to take the essence of what that story is and create something new that feels complete and whole and kind of wonderful, without feeling like it sacrificed anything, really. I commend them for that, because it's a very difficult story to tell, I think, and they managed to do it, and it makes sense. Lots of people I've talked to since I've watched it, fans of comic books or not, have really, really enjoyed that show, and I think it's a testament to just like the writing and the way they approach the narrative in that show, and the fact that they spent a great deal of time creating a show that felt like it had a more feminine voice than some of the stuff Marvel's done previously, and so I really appreciated that, and I thought it was fantastic. I really loved it, every minute of it.
I'm in agreement with you. I did not binge watch it over a lazy Friday or whatever it was. I watched it slowly over the course of probably the last week, one or two episodes a night. I also thought it was fantastic. I really like Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. I wasn't sure about her, but I thought she brought the right level of bitchiness and vulnerability to the role. I wasn't familiar with the comics before. I'd read on Wikipedia and Marvel's database about the character. And it's a very convoluted, weird, sordid past. And I thought they did a really good job of cutting through a lot of the BS and extra stuff that really doesn't add to it, but keeping so much of what makes her the current character that's out there in the Marvel universe. And I thought that was really cool. I thought there was enough allusion to the Avengers, as well as some other future superheroes coming out of this show or coming off of other shows. I don't know if you saw the little teaser of someone's voice telling Jessica that she's probably going to need some legal help, and they slide her a card, and it's the Nelson and Murdoch lawyers, attorneys at law card, and I thought that was fantastic. That they're already trying to bridge that gap between the two shows.
Yeah, there's another teaser for Daredevil 2. It just says pick your poison, and it has the bar they always go to, Josie's, and another bar, Luke's. So
nice.
That's pretty cool.
That to me is super exciting. The idea that at some point we're going to have two shows that might be interconnecting, very similar to what Arrow and The Flash are doing for DC. But yeah, I thought this was a slow burn of a show, even though I watched them pretty closely back to back over the days that I watched. You and I were talking about it a little earlier. I will never look at David Tennant, my Doctor Who, again the same way ever again. He is a wholly different man now. And I liked the range that he brought to the character as well. There were some moments where I felt like he was supposed to be, I was supposed to feel more for him than I did, and I didn't. So I don't know if that was my fault, the writer's fault, the actor's fault, if it was anybody's fault at all. They just made him such a good evil character that I found it really hard to get into feeling sorry for him. You know what I mean?
I can see that, yeah.
But overall, fantastic. Just like you said, I would recommend it to comic book fans and non-comic book fans alike. It's just the same as Daredevil, just solid shows. You can tell they spent a lot of time working through problems and figuring things out before they ever started shooting. And I applaud that. I think that's fantastic. I think, especially these days, a lot of studios, well, look at Fantastic Four. A lot of studios are just rushing into production without a completed script or a good script, hoping it'll all work out, and it inevitably doesn't. And I think Marvel is doing a really good job with these TV shows, at least. I know some people weren't excited about Age of Ultron or feel like it broke any new ground, but I feel like these two shows are doing great. And I agree with you about Kristen Ritter bringing the show bringing a feminine element to the Marvel universe.
There are no
Matt Murdock.
No damsels.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt Murdock and Daredevil brought a good kind of kick-ass feel to it. A low-rent kick-ass feel. And I was afraid that Jessica Jones might lose that, but they brought the pain. They brought some kicking ass moments, but they brought a level of emotion that Daredevil lacked, or only saw through the Karen Page character on that show. And this show was full of. I was telling Jamel earlier that I saw a Facebook post today. I can't remember who posted it, but somebody was saying, I was watching this Jessica Jones show thinking, what the hell? There's only women on this show, and all the guy roles are either shallow or just eye candy. Oh, is that what that feels like? And I thought that was perfect, because I don't think a lot of the times that women are getting the bad end of the stick, so to speak, for characters on TV shows, especially superhero shows and movies.
I was going to say, I was talking to my wife Maria about it actually. Carrie Ann Moss's character in the show. In any other show, that exact same character, no different lines, like everything else equal, it would just be a man. You know, it's the same.
Well, you know
character.
that the comic book role is a man.
Right.
Yeah, Jaren Hogarth versus Jerry Hogarth. Yeah, they changed it to a woman. A very strong, powerful, manipulative woman too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. And Carrie Ann Moss does awesome as always.
Yeah, she does. I was so blown away by her performance. You forget sometimes when you don't see actors every day how good they are, you know. And it's been a while since I've seen her in anything, and her performance was just fantastic. She has such a wide range of things she's doing, and her character has an interesting arc. So
at first, I mean, they dove into her story way more than they dove into like Foggy's story or even Karen's story on Daredevil.
Right.
I think they got close to it with Karen, but they made her a very big supporting character, and I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. It was very impressive. The last thing I wanted to say about Jessica Jones that I thought was really cool is just the tone, that noir detective story kind of feel. Something you don't see every day.
When the saxophone comes in, the last episode, she's doing a little voiceover and the sax comes back in. It's totally noir, like 80s noir. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so great. There's another scene where she and Luke Cage are riding on the motorcycle and they kind of bust out the sax. And it's just like a montage of shots of them riding through the city, you know, and it's just, I don't know, it just takes me back, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like old shows like The Streets of San Francisco or something like that, you know?
They did a really good job. Yeah, I look forward to see what Power Man and Iron Fist and some of the Luke Cage show and hopefully Danny Rand's Iron Fist and some of the other TV shows they're coming out with. I would love to see the Defenders on screen. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting too, because the Defenders would be a movie. It'd be a bunch of TV series, and then they do a Netflix movie. So I'm curious how that all like plays out and stuff.
It's exciting. It's a good time to be a Marvel fan.
Absolutely. So I'll run through a quick list of some of the other things I've been watching, because like I said, a lot of it's not streaming, but just stuff I wanted to mention. Into the Badlands, a new AMC show. They did Kung Fu on TV. They did it well. It's great. They have a really interesting lore, interesting world. I've only watched the first episode, but I like what I've seen so far. Hopefully it can kind of hold the pace and the excitement it had in the first episode, and just mystery. There's a lot of mystery going on because it's weird alternate future where sometime long ago guns were all outlawed. Everything is owned by these barren.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, you won. Now everybody's killing everybody with swords. Yeah, and it's so futuristic / Asian / Deep South. Yeah, there's a little. I mean, it's like, what is Firefly like if everything happens planet side or something? I don't know. It's interesting. It's like nothing I've ever seen, and for that alone, I think it's worth checking out. Let's see what else. Watch Supergirl. I'm still watching it, but I don't really like it. I like it better than Arrow, so there's that. Like, I stopped watching Arrow this season. Flash
you
is
are
still
watching
great.
The Flash, though.
Yeah, Flash is still great. Season 2, it's been wonderful. I've really been enjoying that. What else? I watched the first episode of Ash versus the Evil Dead. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. It surprised the hell out of me. It was not what I was expecting. And, you know, that first episode is directed by Sam Raimi. So we'll see if they can keep up the Raiminess in his absence with the following episodes. What else? I watched the movie The Imitation Game. Benedict Cumberbatch. That's all I got to say. It's Cumberbatch in the movie. It's good.
He Cumberbatched my heart.
Yeah. Fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that movie quite a bit. I saw Creed in the theaters. Fantastic. One of the best movies I've seen all year. Absolutely. And that includes like having seen The Martian this year as well. Mockingjay Part 2 was good. It was a good way to finish it. It's not my favorite series I've seen in the theaters, but I did enjoy the last two movies quite a bit. I feel like they were true to the book, and especially the second movie, it was maybe too true to the book for some people. I think it's a series where things slow down, and if you're not a fan of the book, that might be difficult to sit through in a theater. But being a fan, I enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, I think that pretty much catches me up. There's a few other things in there, but those are the highs of everything I've been checking out over the last several weeks.
The only streaming thing I would mention would be Home, the DreamWorks animated movie Home, with Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory as one of the main voices, including Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo is in this movie.
That sounds like an all-star cast.
It sounds like a really quirky cast, and it is a quirky movie, but it is
fantastic. Quirky's not the word I'd use, but
I think it's a fantastic. I keep saying fantastic. I think it's a great movie. I think it's fun. I think it's family friendly. It's cute. I think there are really good lessons to learn. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old that will not stop asking to watch this movie, so I probably watched it at least 6 times in the last week. But streaming on Netflix, I would probably not let my son, who's a 2-year-old, watch this by himself. Like if it was just him, but he seems to like it when he's got his big sister around. So I think 4 is probably a good lower number, but the teenagers might think it's kind of lame, but it's as good as any animated movie I've seen in a while from Disney. And it's DreamWorks, so I'd recommend it. I think it's, like I said, I think it's cute, it's fun, it's got some good songs, some really good, cute character moments in it. I'd recommend it. Steve Martin being ridiculous as always as Captain Smack. Too funny. Anyway, check it out. Home.
Nice. I just realized I lied. There's one last thing that I'll mention because it is streaming, and this is Stream Team Podcast. Better Off Ted. I finally got around to that show. I watched all of the first season and half of the second season. It is a fantastic show. It's one of those shows you discover it, you start watching it, and you're baffled and you can't understand how this show ever got canceled. But at the same time, maybe it's better this way because it feels like a show that's going to stay strong all the way through these 2 seasons that are available, and I'll never have anything bad to say about it, Unlike shows that I really love, like Psych, which I felt like went downhill at some point. Various other shows, this show managed to just keep this really strong humor and creative writing going through the entire run, which is sadly only 2 seasons.
Nice. Well, if we're going to do that, Person of Interest is the TV show on Netflix that I was watching before Jessica Jones, and will now pick up. I'm on season 2, and it's a phenomenal show. Jim Caviezel is great. I told Jamel he's kind of like Christopher Walken. Like every time he's talking, I'm just like, I can't remember the guy's name. He was on Lost, played Benjamin Linus. Anyway, also a fantastic actor. Just a good, solid mystery show. A slow reveal show, and they're doing a great job with backstory. So, Person of Interest.
Nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that one, so I'm going to check it now.
Me too. For like 3 years, I wanted to watch it. I'm finally now getting around to it. Life. All right, you ready for the big announcement?
The big announcement. Yes.
The big announcement. I'm going to do it again. Look, I'm Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy from Mad Max.
You look more like Bane.
Still Tom Hardy there. Hello, Stream Team Podcast. Your exciting announcement. I have issues. Phoenix Comicon Fan Fest is this weekend, people. Friday through Saturday.
Friday December 4th,
If they're doing
5th, 6th.
If they're doing something on Thursday, who cares? We won't be there. Friday and Saturday this weekend, Glendale Stadium, University of Phoenix Stadium, Stream Team Podcast is going to be hosting
University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale.
What did I say? I said that.
No, I know. It's just funny.
Not one, not two, but three. Three panels, folks. We're going to be hosting the Geeks Who Drink Inspired Hour on Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the Fiesta Bowl Digital Media Room.
Booyah.
Booyah. On Saturday, we'll be hosting the Ultimate IMDb Pyramid Challenge from 1:30 to 2:30, also in the Fiesta Bowl Digital Media Room. And then also on Saturday, from 3 to 4 p.m., we'll be doing the Name That Tune game show. And that's our big news. Come see us. Come hang out. Live and in person.
We won't bite.
It's going to be fun. Well, not a lot. I might cough on you. I'm kind of sick right now. I'll try to hold it back, but I make no guarantees. I'll stop. I won't cough on you.
You're still talking about coughing, right?
I am. Yes, come see us. Phoenix Comicon Fan Fest, University of Phoenix Stadium. It's going to be a pretty fun time.
It'll be the night of your life.
Not my life. The night of your life. You people, not you, Jamel. You people. Well, yours too. But you people watching, it's going to be fun.
It'll be a night to remember. An afternoon to remember.
An afternoon to remember.
It'll be a night to remember in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying?
You're killing
you know what
me.
I'm talking about.
You can't make me laugh. I'll start coughing. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. So be there, be square, people. What are you doing with your lives if you're not hanging out with us at Phoenix Comicon Fan Fest this weekend?
You're definitely not streaming. You're not.
Stop watching Jessica Jones and come hang out with us for 3 hours. It's not that bad. 3 hours. Tickets are cheap. And I guess there's other people like Karen and Jillian and whatever. Some other people there. Who cares about them? You come for us, people. And then stick around for the other people or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, just hang out.
Well, we're bringing toys and gifts and fun things to win.
Like we always do.
Like we always do. If you've ever been to one of our panels before, we bring the fun and the prizes. And they get kind of mad at us. But it's okay.
It's okay. We break the rules. We're rebels. We're wanted.
Well, I'm more of a Sith. You're more
alive.
Wanted. Sorry. So come hang out with us. Stream Team Podcast this weekend.
Enjoy yourself
in person. Enjoy yourself. It's a celebration.
All right. We should cut this podcast because it's really late and we're both pretty loopy. And we've been working on our panels tonight.
The brain is not yet finished speaking. Sorry.
Are you Bane Connery? Bane's
I'll take the cock of the war.
The prom queen.
I'll take the penis mightier for 500 Alex. Come! This is what you can expect only in person. Come hang out with us, seriously. We got new jackets, people. We got jackets for you.
Jackwits.
And because it's cold out, jackwits. We got jackwits. Okay, I'll stop now. Hello and welcome. No, we already did that part. Goodbye and see you soon.
Thank you. This has been the Stream Team Podcast.
Stream Team Podcast.
We love you.
Love you. See you soon.
Bye.
This weekend.